What is up, YouTube? My name is Evan, and today we're going to take a look at our Chesnaught BREAK deck. Now, this is the winner of your You Choose the Deck number 1. It was between this guy and Thunderous EX, and this guy ended up coming out in the lead by a great amount. And I thought long and hard about this guy and what I could build with him. And I thought we could go kind of competitive-ish, but it was it was a less fun, it was a less enjoyable play, and it could have some really unattractive hands for like taking against competitive opponents. And when I look at this card and think about it, I think this is more of a fun card. You know, it's a let's try to build up this silly thing and do something crazy that like no one would ever expect to see kind of deck. So that's kind of how I'm interpreting Chesnaught BREAK. So this is going to be more of a casual deck. This is more of a just playing around for fun with your friends, take your weird decks and see who can do what kind of, just enjoy the game kind of thing. So obviously, this guy is 190 HP. You play him on top of a Chesnaught. 2 grass, 2 colorless. He deals 160, punches himself in the face for 30 because, why not? And then he also hits one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for 30 as well. So we're running 2 Chesnaught BREAK because our deck is just stuffed to the gills with Chesnaughts, and we're not even running like 444 kind of stuff. The Chesnaught I really wanted to combine with this guy was the X and Y set Chesnaught, mainly because of his spiky shield and the fact that he comes with 160 HP himself before you put in the break evolution. But this way, whenever they touch your monstrously heavy HP Mon, they take 3 damage counters already. So this guy, especially in his break form, is probably going to be a 2-hit KO for a lot of things. So we're definitely going to be doing some retaliatory damage, and it's also kind of hard to power this guy up in the standards. So we want to have a deterrent, basically. And his attack here can actually heal him, which will be kind of nice for how we're trying to play this. And the 90 damage is nice, too, in case you don't want to punch yourself in the face with your Tough Hammer. You can always just score a touchdown or, score smaller knockouts this way and heal yourself a little bit, give yourself some longevity, blah, blah, blah. Okay, on Quilladin, we're running 3 of him as well. Now, this is my preferred Quilladin here, is the Scrunching Quilladin from the base set, because for a single energy of any kind, this guy has a coin toss chance of taking absolutely nothing. So if he's stuck in the active slot, he has an excellent chance of being able to do something relatively meaningful. Like if he becomes unaffected by attacks, that's going to be pretty useful. It's going to give you a nice opening to get into Chesnaught. But if you want heavier damage options in case this guy gets stuck in the active slot, you can opt for the breakthrough one, as his pin missile does an average of 80 damage, which is more than the wood hammer on this guy, and it doesn't have a 10 damage recoil. So if you want the option of slightly heavier damage, you can't go with this guy, but I definitely prefer the base set Quilladin. Now, Chespins, on the other hand, I'm going to run 4 just to make sure we get him out and get him out quickly. Either Chespin here is probably your best choice. If you prefer damage, you can opt for the pin missile. X and Y base set Chespin, he's probably the best for that, and because he's got an average of 20 damage for 1 energy. Or my personal favorite is the Breakthrough Chespin with Tree Climb. But really, any 60 HP Chespin is just dandy. But I like this guy's ability to search up energies, and he can deal 30, I guess, if you really need him to. As far as support goes, we got 2 Miltanks because we're going to evolve up to our Chesnaught pretty quickly. And this way you can bot people for 80, keep them busy for a single energy in the early game. You could hammer in for 60, I guess, but that's probably not what we're trying to do. We got Shaman EX as quick, easy card draw, because we definitely already have enough Pokemon in the deck as it is. And we are running a 1-1 line of Zoroark, because our Chesnaught and Quilladin also have just nightmarishly high retreat costs. So this is a kind of a nice little answer, and he can attack for 2 colorless and do some good damage too, so that doesn't stink. And I did want to squeeze in this one Virizion. His bailout could be pretty useful for us under the right circumstances, and we'll probably be behind. We kind of expect to have to sack off a few Pokemon early game, so prize count could be a pretty nice attack as well. So he's a nice option to have at 1. Alright, so as far as our supporters go, we're opting for 3 Sycamore because we don't want to trash too many of our Pokemon, so I didn't want to go as heavy as 4. 3 should be good. And instead we're opting for 3 Professor Birch's Observations, shuffling back in and drawing. Obviously when you hit 4 it stinks, but the option of 7, statistically 5.5, it's slightly better than Shauna. But you can definitely run Shauna if you prefer. I opted for Observations this time around. We got 2 Skyless so we can pick up our Ultra Balls and whatnot, stuff like that. Pretty obvious choice there. We got a 1-of on Teammates, because like I say, we're expecting to sack things early, so it's a great way to capitalize on that. Basically, anytime we draw into that Teammates, it's going to be nice, or if we versus Secret 4, that's going to be good. We're also going to run 1 Pokemon Center Lady. This is just Versus Seeker bait. This is just a great way, like I say, to build up that crazy situation and then do silly things like imagine Versus Seekering this to keep your Chesnaught BREAK pretty happy and then touchdowning to heal and stuff like that. And meanwhile, your opponent's taking 30 and then he's getting tough hammered for 160. I mean, it's just kind of silly stuff. But it's pretty fun. I felt like it had to be in here. And our last supporter is, of course, one copy of Lysander. And the rest of our trainers are, we got 4 Versus Seekers, pretty standard there, and they're still going to be really useful here for exploiting our trainers, especially our 1-ofs. We got 3 Ultra Balls, because our discards can be a little high maintenance, so three's good. 3's good. We really want to be able to play those evolutions out just as fast as possible. That's really part of making our hand quality, so we are opting for 4 Forest of Giant Plants to make sure we've got it, and we can keep it out, and of course, later in the game, even if it doesn't necessarily matter to have the forest itself, it can always counter other stadiums and slow our opponents down, get rid of Dimension Valley and stuff like that, so that's pretty nice. And to make our HP last just a little bit longer even, we're running 4 Hard Charms, so just slap it down on whatever is in the active slot. This can easily buy you several turns against an opponent, and if we're healing a little bit too, yeah, you can see where these cards might be pretty relevant. Like I say, we're kind of playing for fun here, and I'd like to see a 190 HP Pokemon that blocks 20 from every attack that hits him, and then on top of it, you can heal him with a supporter that erases status and stuff like that. I mean, that's just silly goodness. We do have 1 Professor's Letter as an out to energy with Skyla, in case we're running a little short, because we definitely want to hit our energy drops every turn. We got 1 Super Rod to help recover our energies and our Pokemon back, so that's going to be kind of a must-have. And energy-wise, we got 4 double colorless energies to help get our Chesnaught up and going pretty quickly with just 3 energy drops. I've only opted for 2 herbal energies. You can easily make an argument for 4. You can easily make an argument for wanting to run 0. It's kind of a preference thing. I wanted to run 2 because they heal you for 30, so that's just nice. But this can't be used on Zoroark, or if you needed to, you can't put it on Shaman. Not that you probably want to put a single energy on Shaman, probably just double colorless, but just in case, you can't go there. And we can't use this on Miltank either. So that's why I opted for 2, just kind of for the lulz. And then the remainder of our energy, we are opting for 7 just basic grass energies. And that is the deck. It looks like a lot of fun. Like I say, I wouldn't necessarily take it to a hardcore tournament and expect to do super well. But if you just got some folks who like to play real casually, or some young kids you want to play against and kind of have a less serious deck so that you're not just being the mean guy who's smashing them, this is a fun way to go. I really recommend it. Just relax, enjoy the game. And until next time, like, comment, subscribe. Twitter link is down below. Give me a follow there. You'll find out about all kinds of cool stuff before everyone else. And I will see you next time.